Funny motivational quotes. When tempted to fight fire with fire, remember that the fire department usually uses water. Unknown. It could be that your purpose in life is to serve as a warning to others. Ashley Brilliant. The best things in life are actually really expensive. Unknown. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking spaces. Will Rogers. Work until your bank account looks like a phone number. Unknown. Always remember that you are unique just like everybody else. Unknown. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I am saying. Oscar Wilde. If at first, you don't succeed, then skydiving definitely isn't for you. Stephen Wright. It took me 15 years to discover I had no talent for writing. But I couldn't give it up because by then I was too famous. Robert Benchley. Nothing is impossible, the word itself says I'm possible. Audrey Hepburn. The difference between genius and stupidity is, genius has its limits. Albert Einstein. The trouble with having an open mind, of course, is that people will insist on coming along and trying to put things in it. Terry Pratchett. When I hear somebody sigh, life is hard, I'm always tempted to ask, compared to what? Sidney Harris. You can't have everything. Where would you put it? Stephen Wright. A day without sunshine is like, night. Steve Martin. Bad decisions make good stories. Alice Vidler. I cannot afford to waste my time making money. Louis Agassiz. If the world didn't suck, we'd all fly into space. Unknown. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want to be done because he wants to do it. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls and looks like work. Thomas Edison. The elevator to success is out of order. You'll have to use the stairs, one step at a time. Joe Girard. Think like a proton. Always positive. Unknown. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. Jack London. A diamond is merely a lump of coal that did well under pressure. Unknown. Be happy it drives people crazy. Unknown. Honest criticism is hard to take, particularly from a relative, a friend, an acquaintance, or a stranger. Franklin P. Jones. I didn't fail the test. I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. Benjamin Franklin. If you let your head get too big, it'll break your neck. Elvis Presley. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing, that's why we recommend it daily. Zig Ziglar. The light at the end of the tunnel has been turned off due to budget cuts. Unknown. Too much of a good thing can be wonderful. Mae West. You must learn from the mistakes of others. You can't possibly live long enough to make them all yourself. Sam Levinson. A few harmless flakes working together can unleash an avalanche of destruction. Justin Sewell. By working faithfully 8 hours a day, you may eventually get to be boss and work 12 hours a day. Robert Frost. Even if you are on the right track, you'll get run over if you just sit there. Will Rogers. I always wanted to be somebody. But now I realize I should have been more specific. Lily Tomlin. If you think you are too small to be effective, you have never been in the dark with a mosquito. Betty Reese. Live each day like it's your second to the last. That way you can fall asleep at night. Jason Love. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Winnie the Pooh. The question isn't who is going to let me, it's who is going to stop me. Ayn Rand. Trying is the first step toward failure. Homer Simpson. Women who seek to be equal with men lack ambition. Marilyn Monroe. You're only given a little spark of madness. You mustn't lose it. Robin Williams.